her husband, she returned to graduate school, earning her terminal Master of Fine Arts degree from Boston University in 1965. 1965 was a milestone year for another reason. Edythe and Arthur's son, Arturo Scott Bagley, was born on August 1st. As the couple was adjusting to its addition, unrest simmered in the nation. Race riots gripped cities as the nonviolent phase of the civil rights movement lost momentum. And protests grew as America's military involvement in Vietnam escalated with no end in sight.
He never questioned the tactic of nonviolence. My sister, Edythe Scott King, will give you the same answer. During the last 2 years of his life, 2 or 3 years of his life, when the media was so hard on him, after he took this stand that he did against the war in Vietnam, and after the riots, it became difficult for Martin, because there were times when he felt that he was almost standing alone. But he said during those times repeatedly that if I'm the last person left who believes in the tactic of nonviolence, I will stand for the nonviolent way.
Because I've been to the mountaintop.
The family feared for his life from the beginning to the end. When you're challenging a whole system, you got many enemies. Martin would not have wanted us to feel sad. It would have gone against everything he had tried to teach us in living out his dream.
Coretta founded the Martin Luther King Jr. Center for Nonviolent Social Change in Atlanta to continue her husband's work. Edythe went to work for her sister. For the next 2 years, she was with Coretta both in Atlanta and on many of her trips, including her travels to Jamaica in December 1968 and Europe in 1970. She also represented her sister on many speaking engagements. In 1970, Edythe and Coretta returned to Antioch to honor Paul and Jessie Treichler on their retirement. The Treichlers had helped the sisters greatly when they were students. There they reunited with 2 classmates, Leon and Jean Higginbotham. Leon later became Chief Judge of the Third Circuit of the U.S. Court of Appeals. In 1972, Edythe helped to plan and organize another reunion, her parents' 50th wedding anniversary. It was a time of celebration for 2 pillars of the community, and well-wishers gathered from far and wide. In 1971, Edythe set about fulfilling her long-wished-for career objective, teaching theater arts. Instead of joining a school with an established theater program, she accepted an offer at Cheney State College, where she would have to build the program from scratch. Her student troupe, the Cheney Players, launched its first production in January of 1972, Lofton Mitchell's play, Tell Pharaoh. More productions followed, including Adrift with a Myth, Bus Stop, The Diary of Adam and Eve, Our Husband Has Gone Mad Again, The Empress of the Blues, the story of singer Bessie Smith, and Royal Gambit, the story of King Henry VIII and his 6 wives. In 1976, the Players presented a bicentennial program including In Splendid Error, a play about the relationship between Frederick Douglass and John Brown. The Players presented the production at the annual conference of the Theater Association of Pennsylvania, held at Bucknell University. More productions followed, including The Cave Dwellers and many, many more.